Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Success Shift. My name is Jake, and I have been absent for the past couple of weeks, trying to dot some I's and cross some T's and getting all the good things done for all you lovely people. We've got a lot of stuff in the line, in the works, shall we say, and I'm beyond excited for it to all come out. The ebook is being revamped. We're getting the journal back on print. The trading plan course is underway and almost ready to rumble. We got the mindset course being built. Yeah, it's all coming along fantastic. There's discussions of all the future retreats that we do, mindset retreats. So lots of things happening. And with that, lots of action needing to be taken, lots of long, stressful days, but lots of rewarding and hopefully very helpful things coming your way to our listeners here on the podcast. I'm so excited to be back. Honestly, it's been kind of a relief not having this because it does take a lot of my time just because I love it, but I love it. And so it's been kind of sad not having this with you guys each morning. It's one of those things is just prioritize. And when you're working 3 or 4 things, you're trying to build a business, you're doing your own trading, you've got a bunch of other coaching things going on. There's just so much to be done that I feel that sometimes you just need to focus in on the one thing and just really get that done and put all your energy into it so it can be done and out the way and done well. And then come back, these kind of things. This call, I plan on never stopping this call, but it does mean sometimes I need to have breaks in order to catch up with things. And on top of that, some of you know, some of you don't, but my little man, it's his first birthday. It was his first birthday on Friday, and he has been sick for almost a week now. So I did plan on catching up quite a lot more than I did. And I did plan on originally coming back last week, but with him being sick and the birthday coming up and all those things, it has been a challenge, I'll tell you what. But we keep going, we keep fighting. And if the purpose is strong enough, then we find a way. And this is actually what I want to talk about with you today. For the first day back in a couple of weeks, I'm excited. I'd love you to chuck your gratitude in the chat. We do it all the time. Let's hear how you've been the last couple of weeks. I've not been here, so I'm missing hearing about your gratitude, hearing what you've been up to. For me, I am grateful for being healthy today. I was violently ill on the Friday. I must have caught the same thing as my son, but it hit me shorter, but a lot harder. And my wife now, unfortunately, is getting a little bit ill. And so there's just been a lot of sickness in this house this last week, which we don't usually have. And so now that I'm back healthy, I'm very, very, very grateful for that. We have some people in the chat grateful for the creepy spider walking across my screen to be gone, but not so grateful as I don't know where it is. Yep. Lucky you're not in Australia. Let's just say that much, because spiders are everywhere. But thanks for sharing. So today I want to talk to you a bit about resilience, grit, and determination. It's definitely some words that have hung around my area lately, because when things do get tough, the tough need to get going. And it's often times where everything gets on top of you. It's often times where it feels impossible, where you can't see your way out the trees, where it's like overwhelming and there's so many things that you've got to do, or you just feel like you're never going to have these changes, or you're never going to have these breakthroughs. And these are the times that we really need to bring that self-awareness in, and we really need to focus, and we really need to calm and get that discipline and really arrowhead where the issue is, because these are the times where the breakthroughs happens. These are the time where growth happens, and these are the times that make the successful people compared to those who quit. Because during these times, lots of people go, nah, too much, fuck it, I'm done. Whereas the successful people, they go, okay, this is hard, this is challenging. What do I need to learn? How do I need to grow? What can I do to shift and change? And rather than looking at all the problems, start to look at solutions. Okay. And this does come from grit, resilience, and determination. And I want to go through each of these 3 words because, like I said, they have been very prevalent to me as of late. And I think they can be very prevalent to you at any time while trading, because I know in my trading journey, I have had so many ebbs and flows of moments where I'm like, and what do? I need to go back, find the determination, find the purpose, find the why. Think about, why am I doing this? Is this really worth it? Yes, it is. Let's keep going. I need to find that grit. I need to find the courage. I need to find the strength to keep going. And I need to find the resilience to get back up time after time after time. It hasn't been an easy road for me. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to be for you. It can be very simple. I'm the young egotistical male who decides I need to learn everything the hard way, right? And it doesn't have to be the way. But in these times, we need that resilience. We need that strength. We need that courage. We need that determination. We need that grit. Okay. So if we look at the lovely Google dictionary, we have a couple of, so we're going to start with resilience. Now, resilience, the two definitions that pop up straight away, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties and toughness. And I think the key word here is to recover quickly. We speak about these quite a bit, where, emotions are part of being human. And there's something that happens all the time in trading. We feel emotions. That's what makes humans humans. But the difference between someone who is successful, and I think something that I've learned and grown into, is the time that I sit in those emotions. Now, emotions carry so much information. We can be in the same situation and feeling a completely different emotion to somebody else in that room. And that is because of our environment, our past, whatever it is. But that is giving us different bits of information that we need to know on how we can grow. And I actually was just doing this in the trading plan course, showing examples of how a fearful trader, a greedy trader, and a disciplined trader can be in the exact same trade, but end up taking completely different profits or losses based on whether they're letting their emotions run for them or they're trading discipline. Okay. And this is why I say that emotion has information. When we get an emotion running through us, when we're on our charts and say we take a loss and we have this influx of emotion, whether it's frustration, anger, whatever it is, we need to be able to observe that, note it down, be aware of it, because then we can take the information. Why was I feeling like that? Why did that feeling come up from this? What is it about that exact scenario that made this happen or made that happen? This is how emotion can carry information, okay? We can dissect it and realize, maybe on this day I felt this emotion, but on another day I would feel another emotion. Is it because I'm letting something happening in my family affect my trading? That's inducing emotion. Is it that I've actually just had to pay a bill, so now my relationship with money is much more scarce, and that's inflicting emotion? That's the information behind the emotion, okay? So we need to be able to accept emotion. We need to be able to acknowledge it. We need to be able to be aware of it, journal it, jot it down. But in the essence of resilience, we need to be able to move on quickly. Okay, we need to be able to accept that emotion and then let it pass and continue back to a non-emotional state and to a disciplined and defined way of trading. Okay, so resilience here, the key thing that I want to take away is the ability to recover quickly. Now, when we get hit down, when we have challenges, when we get I don't know, maybe you've been saving up for ages and you get a speeding fine. I remember that was something for me when I was younger, and I had a part-time job, and then I'd get a speeding fine, and all those savings I had to go straight out the door, and it was heartbreaking and everything sucked. But the resilience is the ability to recover quickly and bounce back from that. Shit happens in life, and if you're resilient, you go, yep, that happened. Okay, let's find the solution, move on, and just continue on. When you dwell, when you let that second, third, fourth dart hit you because of something that happened, that's going to take up so much more of your energy and your time, and it's going to be so much more draining than being that resilient person who goes, yep, that sucked, let's move on. You will notice people who are very successful in life, in business, they get up on their feet and they move on. Like, they forget about something. And this is actually something that I've noticed, is my ability to let go. My ability to let go of arguments or trades, or I don't know, something that happened on the weekend. That's directly related, can be directly related to my ability to be successful in the charts. And this ability to let go, I think, comes from, the same kind of thing, where, am I resilient? Can I move on? Can I get over and recover quickly? Or am I dwelling? Am I holding on to these things? Am I really clutching onto things and bringing the emotion with me and holding the emotion in? Because if we can acknowledge this and learn to let go faster, then this means we can let losing trades go quicker. We can take exits easier. We can accept the fact that maybe we were wrong easier, our ego. So there's a bunch of different things that we can take into consideration here, which can really help us in our trading, but also in life. The ability to let go and just move on and move forward is resilience. And this is what we need to find in all areas and in trading. Okay, grit is the courage and the strength of character. Okay, so the initial Google search of grit, courage and resilience. Sorry, courage and resolve, not courage and resilience. I was getting my words mixed up. Courage and resolve, and the strength of character. So grit is that ability just to keep going and doing it even when it's scary, doing it even when you think it might be wrong, doing it even when you think it might be hard and things might not go your way. And I think in order to get into trading, you must be someone who is somewhat courageous, someone who's going to step out of the comfort zone, someone who is going to try new things and give it a go, because the stats out there, how many people say, oh, it's gambling or whatever the things are. And it can seem, for me, when I first got into trading, I was like, what is this? I could never do this. This is for the rich and the rich of the rich when they're millionaires and they're 40. And that's the only way I can get into trading and stocks. Like that's so far out. But I was willing to give it a go. And not only that, but I was willing to get back up and keep going and find the courage and the strength to resolve the issues and to keep going. And that became part of my character. And I think if you can do that, this is going to be very helpful in the long-term game of trading, because you will take knocks, you will take falls, and you do have to have lessons along the way. Now, if you can let go of your ego and have the resilience to get over things quickly and have the grit and the courage and the strength to keep going, then you'll be able to learn these things quite faster. You'll be able to get back up and you'll be able to keep going. Okay, you'll be able to take on the lessons, you'll be able to learn new things, and over time, you'll be able to actually mold yourself into that disciplined trader that you want to be. But I'd be lying if I said trading didn't come with its hard times, if it didn't come with its challenges, right? And how we respond in those times, that is the true character. That is the times where we need to look at ourselves and be proud. And that is the times where we need to find the strength and continue on. Now, it's not always like that. Sometimes it's great and sometimes it's easy. And the further you get down the trading path and the more disciplined you get and the more you have your trading plan and the more you understand trading psychology and more you understand mindset and you get familiar and in tune with your strategy and the trade that you like and your perfect setup and all these things, they start to come together. And as they come together, it becomes easy and simple and almost like riding a bike. And the ability to follow your trading plan and do that consistently for a few weeks or a couple of months opens your eyes up and brings in a belief that allows you to keep going with less battle, if that makes sense. So once you start to have that belief and that hope and you see the results and you see the possibility of you being able to make this happen, then it's not such a fight anymore. It's just like, oh, that was a small mistake. It's not, oh, can I really do this? Do I have to find belief? Do I have to find hope? And at the start, it's the grit. It's the grit and that courage to find it each and every time when sometimes it doesn't feel like it's there. But as you continue to do that, you don't need as much grit because it becomes easier, because the belief's there, because the hope's there, because it's all there in front of you. And you just need to keep going until it becomes that simple process. Talk to someone in the chat if I'm making sense so far, okay? A lot of words coming out of my mouth, not so much coming into the chat. So let's see if we've got some people. Yep, ones. Okay, great. The obstacle is the way. Yeah, I said that's in the book. Be Water, my friends, cozy up to your obstacles, because the obstacle is the way. When you have an obstacle, cuddle up to it, get close to it, and find out exactly how to overcome that. Even taking a break helps me to refocus and start again. I totally agree. I often talk about, and in my trading plan, I've got an after trade checklist where it's like taking a break. I close my eyes, I have my breaths, and I have that physiological change away from the charts to kind of refocus. All right, the last one on the list here that I was talking about is determination. And when I looked up determination, the immediate result was the quality of being determined, but then it had firmness of purpose. And I really like that. Determination is firmness of purpose. And I believe purpose to be your why. Why are you doing this? What is the whole reason that you got into trading? Why do you want the things that trading can provide? Why do you want the time? Why do you want the money? Why do you want the financial freedom? And it sounds like an obvious question. I want the financial freedom. I want money. I want all the time to do whatever I want. But you need to get defined on exactly why, and you need to find the purpose. I mean, maybe it's to be there for your kids because your parents weren't there for you. Maybe that's your purpose. Maybe it's to find the money so you can build an orphanage. Maybe you want the time to do research to cure cancer. I don't know. There could be ridiculous things, or it could be as simple as, I've worked my butt off and I just want to retire on a yacht, and that's the way I can do it. That's fine, but find the purpose, find the reason, and then be firm as hell on that. Once you've found that purpose, just lock it in, put it on your vision board, put it right in your trading environment, put it everywhere so that you can see it, so it's clear, so it's defined, because that is the determination that's going to keep you going. When it's hard, when you're finding that resilience and that grit and you're overcoming things and you're having the challenges, what's going to keep you determined? That intrinsic motivation, finding that purpose, that firmness of purpose. Okay, so these 3 words have really helped me through struggling times. And I just know that the last couple of weeks when things were getting hectic and I needed to take a break, these 3 words were definitely popping into my mind a lot. And it was, what are my characteristics? What are the things that I have become over this journey, over the last, let's say 2-3 years, when I've really dug into self-development and to trading and this kind of journey? What are the characteristics of mine that have really shifted and changed? And what are the things that I have done research on to find that are within those successful people that I look up to, that I research, that I'm, trying to learn from, that I call mentors? And honestly, I think resilience, grit, and determination are some of the biggest and strongest hard-hitting words that I've found to really help. So I wanted to share them with you today. And I want you to take this information and take this episode and think about it. How are you with your resilience? How fast do you recover? How quickly do you bounce back? What's your toughness like? Do you dwell on things? Do you linger? Do you have the 2 darts, 3 darts? Do you beat yourself up? What's your self-narrative when things get tough? When you make a mistake, how do you talk to yourself? How do you behave? How do you respond? These kinds of characteristic traits, these are the default mode network. Remember, we spoke about this. It might be a while now because it's been a few weeks. But the default mode network of how you behave and how you respond, what is that? What does that look like from an outsider's perspective? If you were to observe you in a hard time, what would someone see? Would they see, 5 minutes of emotion and then the decision to move on? Would they see solution-based thinking, or would they see problem-based thinking, dwelling on the problem? Would they see the grit, the courage to just keep trying, even though it may seem like it's impossible, and just to find a how? Or would they see someone throwing in the towel, giving up? Would they see someone who knew exactly why they're doing something and the purpose they've got and the firmness of that purpose? Would they see someone goes, no, this is why I got onto it, and this is why I'm going to keep going, and this is why I need to push now when it seems hardest of all? Or would they find someone go, you're right, this is stupid, why am I even doing this? Let's just go back to the day job. These characteristics really will set you apart from, I think, 90% of the people around. And it really does dwell down to the environment that you create for yourself, both externally and internally. Okay. Our external environment is just a mirror image of our internal environment. It's what's his name? Love the guy. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. I can't believe my mind's gone blank, but he always says your personality is your personal reality. Wow, that took a while to come out, and I can't even say the name of who it was from, even though I love them. Anyway, your personality is your personal reality. It's the internal environment, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you talk about yourself to yourself when you're by yourself, is actually the characteristics that will exude out. And it's the way that you talk to other people, it's the posture you hold, it's the way you present yourself, it's the energy that you bring to the table, even when maybe you're feeling like shit. And those things will end up resulting in the house, the car, the materialistic external things that maybe you want, or maybe you're trying to manifest, or maybe you're trying to bring in. But these things start from within. And I truly think some of the strongest characteristics you can try to implore into yourself are resilience, the ability to get over things quickly, the ability to bounce back, the ability to move on to the solutions, grit, the courage and resolve and the strength of character when times get tough, and the ability to go at it even when it seems impossible, and the determination, which is that firmness of purpose, the knowing why you're doing what you're doing and why you started it in the first place, and that ability to keep going at it until it is complete. Okay. I hope that has been helpful. I hope you've managed to get something from this episode. Like I said, my world has been thrown into a bit of chaos this last few weeks, but after 2 weeks of being gone from my lovely trading community, well, from my podcast community, the Success Shift community, I had to come back, even though things are still in a bit of chaos. There was no way I was taking any longer away from you lovely people. So good to see so many of you coming back. A few of you still rolling in, but it's lovely to be here. Unfortunately, my son is still not better, but I'm going to keep fighting that battle and keep doing everything we can to get him up and healthy. He is looking like he's getting better, but he's still got a little bit to go. So that is the journey that's ahead of me. Right, let's get into trading. Thank you so much for coming back. It's the first time back in a couple of weeks. So much to still pull together and so much more coming your way. I'm so excited. We're just getting started. What I can ask from you guys, if you're really wanting to help out here, just wherever you're listening to this podcast, just like and share with one other person. If you're enjoying these podcasts, just share them around, just to spread the news and spread the messages that I'm sending to people, and to all the traders that you know that are maybe struggling, especially with mindset stuff. Get them on here. Let's get the community growing so we can have the discussions in here. And also, if you're struggling with something in your mindset, something on the chart, something that you don't even know why it could be, hit me up. We've got a community chat. There's a group inside the Pipside community here. Send messages in there. Let me know, because I want to know what's holding you back. I want to know what the mindset blocks are from the traders that I'm trading with and from the traders that I'm helping grow. And if I know that, I can do more deep diving into that, and I can do more research into it, and I can come up with more solutions and ways that we can try and shift these mindset blocks and these mindset challenges that we have, so that we can have more and more of you becoming completely independent and financially free traders. Okay. So with that, make sure for today's session, you have read your journal. Make sure that you've gone through your trading plan. Make sure that you know your lot size calculations. Make sure that you've done your brain warm up. Make sure that you're all ready, raring to go. Make sure that you're in the right state of mind. You know, the environment around you is perfect. And let's go get some points. Hey, I'm looking forward to today's session. So with that, thank you very much for everyone listening on the podcast, and to our traders. Let's go and get some points. Bye for now.